Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Stock Market Show. This is your host, Shades, RGTI Stock, Rigetti Quantum Computing. I was watching this post on penny stocks, our penny stocks. A lot of people bought in when it was real cheap, when no one wants it. And if you guys have been following my channel, I recently alerted AITX and told everyone, hey, it's an AI stock sitting at the bottom and it's up 50%. So if you took profit, you made 20 to 50%, somewhere in there. If you're still holding, you might make more. So there you go. You want to buy it when no one wants it, right? No one wanted it. Now people want it. Now it's pumping. You take profit, you dump it. You're content with your 20, 30, 40, 50%. All right. So I'm showing you this because we know that RGTI was back down here at, yeah, it was real cheap at 60s back, what, months ago, right? November? Yeah, October, November, it was sitting nice and cheap. So that's when you're going to make the most money, when you buy it when it's real cheap. And I just wanted to show you that because a lot of people, including this guy right here, 3,450, 102, 132,000. I like the stock. I'll be super transparent. I sold 1,000 at $9 today to take back my initial investment. These are the warrants, by the way. But either way, RGTI, whether it's RGTIW or RGTI, massive pump because these people bought in when it was real cheap. Some people even got in cheaper at average cost of 296. And as you can see, many quantum computing competitions will give you confidence in this one to make such a big bet. I only invested. He basically just threw money at one. That's really what he's trying to say. So a lot of these people just threw money at a quantum computing stock and it went big, right? But that doesn't mean that fundamentally it isn't a good stock. It is. It's one of the best ones out there. That's why it makes up a bit of the QTUM, quantum computing ETF. And as you can see, quantum computing is getting ready to go for another big move. I would keep an eye on this on Monday. Keep an eye on quantum computing as a whole. We could get another pump on that one, especially if you see the ETF here. If it crosses over in the MACD, we could see another big green candle, and we might break above 90. That's where we got pushed down. If we can break above 84 and then 90, oh, quantum computing stocks are going to be pumping as well. So keep an eye on the ETF. As for quantum computing stocks specifically, you can see the red. A lot of these quantum computing stocks were red for Friday. No one should be complaining because, I mean, people are going to take profits on Friday. Unfortunately, QUBT and QBTS are looking a little ugly here. We're just going sideways. So I can't really, there's not much I can say other than let's see what happens. It's a waiting game now. Sideways action here. Like, look at that. That thing is getting tighter. We'll see what happens on Monday. It's going to be critical for Monday for these stocks to bounce. Not color. RGTI here, it did break out and tried to come back down. Buyer stepped in, but the candle here, this candle right here, it's like, it's indecision. Look at that candle. That candle just, it basically means we don't know. We don't know where it's going. That's the beauty of quantum computing right now. Everything's going sideways. And that kind of makes me cautious because I'm like, okay, well, what do I do here? The best thing I can do is wait for the next pump here. Because if we get a pump on Monday, IonQ, is even that's going to break out above 48 and go to 50 plus. So Monday, it's going to be critical for the market to pump. It's going to be critical. Now, the good thing is, if you look at the left-hand side, if you look at my watch list, you can see not much blood in the markets. A lot of green. AI stocks were pumping too. Uranium, Bitcoin as well. A lot of stocks pumping on Monday. SPY finally bounced to green as well. Bitcoin green. Nvidia, where's Nvidia? Nvidia was green as well. I think it's all the way at the top. So the fact that all these stocks are finally getting volume and starting to pump. Look at Nvidia. Look at that big move here. I mean, it was looking ugly, but now we're finally starting to move up on Nvidia, which is important, right? If Nvidia is struggling to create new highs to continue the bull run after such a massive tear that it went to from a low of 10 to 150, you got to pay attention. That's why I've been saying just exercise caution. But right now, it's looking good, especially going into that conference for NVIDIA, where there's going to be a lot of AI stock presentations, I'm sure. RGTI, guys, I'm telling you right now, Monday wouldn't be a bad idea to buy in. but have some protection in case it does come down, because it's a good bet. Because if we do break out as a whole on Monday, if we continue this going into Monday, on top of quantum computing stocks as a whole pumping, we're going to see some good recovery on a lot of the on a lot of the quantum computing stocks. But also Rigetti, the one that's been showing the most strength, along with IonQ, which no one should be surprised, right? Look at this big green candle. RGTI, big green candle the day before, and today, as much as sellers tried to, not today, Friday, as much as sellers tried to push it down, buyers continue to step in. You look at the other quantum computing stocks, and they're kind of, they're just red or going sideways. Buyers aren't really stepping in as much. So you compare them, and you're like, well, it kind of makes sense that RGTI and IonQ are showing the most strength. That aside, Monday might be a good bet to buy, but please have a strategy. Don't just blindly throw money around. If I don't buy, that's because I don't like what I'm seeing. If I buy, it's because I really do like what's happening with the price action, especially in the morning. Monday again, very critical, not just for the market, but also for quantum computing stocks. If we can get that crossover on the QTUM, if we can break out, we're going to see quantum rise as a whole. So there's money to be made here. I don't think there's any news. I don't think there's any. I know insiders have been selling. Sure, they're going to take profit. Of course, who wouldn't, right? After such a huge run. But do keep in mind, a lot of people bought it when it was real cheap. So there's some people that are still holding, but someone's going to hit the sell button, and it could come down real cheap again. So that's kind of like, you got to, that's why I told you guys, the market is indecisive. Quantum computing right now, kind of indecisive. As I just showed you, a lot of them are just going sideways. I'm indecisive too, because I'm like, do I buy or do I wait for it to come down? What's going to happen here? So let's see what happens on Monday. Like at this point, it's more about, let's wait for more information before we make a move, right? Because if I make a move now, if I buy now and assume we're going to pump, what if it doesn't, right? What if it gaps down on me on Monday? If I short it, because for some reason I don't short, but if I was a short, if I short it here, how do I know it's not going to just break out and go higher and now I have to close a short position and take a loss? So you got to think of both sides of the coin. It's that it's that tight of a range, and we're so indecisive that you kind of can't take either side. We really do need this breakout above 20. It did briefly touch it, but again, it's sellers stepped in. We break 20, we're going to 25 and 30. We're going to go higher. That is what I'm watching out for. And I called that with, what was it, Soundhound. I called it with Soundhound. I told everyone, if we break 20, guys, guess what's going to happen? We're going to go to 25, and we did. And if we break 25, we're going to go to 30. I don't know why that is, why it likes to move $5 at a time, but that's just how it's been. That's just how it's been. Quantum computing as a whole, again, moving on hype. It's up to you what you want to do. I'm just telling you what I'm going to do, and I'm going to sit back and wait and get more information. But if I see this moving good on Monday, I will buy in. Like I'm you guys have no idea. If you're new to the channel, I am very patient. I can wait. I can wait. Just like I waited for AITX here. I did not buy it at 1 penny. I waited for it to come down nice and cheap to 002s, because that's where the bottom is, and then I loaded up, and then now it's up 52%. So anyone who followed me, they're in the green. Another play to keep an eye on, Sybil stock has 7 significant deals in the pipeline. Guess where it's at? It's sitting at the bottom when no one wants it. It's only up 16%. And when this thing gets going, it can go to 1 cent plus for a nice 50 to 100% plus. So like, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Where's the bottom on this? Where is it going to bottom? But it is quantum computing, and it is hype right now, and it's decades away. But the question is it going to start moving to hundreds of dollars in anticipation of all that? Is it going to get priced in? Or are we eventually going to start pulling back here? What's going to happen? So too much indecision for me to make that jump in just yet. Again, I'm a cheapskate, guys. You will not believe I'm a cheapskate. I will eat chicken nuggets from Tyson, from that bag, from the frozen bag section in at Walmart. I say that as I'm like dumping some chicken nuggets on a on a coaster. I don't know why I'm dumping chicken nuggets on a coaster. And I also have a Gatorade here as well. But yeah, chicken nuggets and Gatorade. That's how you know I'm a fat ass. Anyways, that's it for the video. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Still bullish as a whole on quantum. But again, the indecision right now with quantum computing from those tight ranges that you can very clearly see. there's a reason why I make videos mostly focused on RGTI, and that's the one I believe in the most and has the most potential for percentage return being the highest compared to IonQ and the others. But those contracts are no jokes that they have. Those partnerships with Amazon and Azure are no joke. This has to break 20, and I will jump in if I like what I see. And I might even like stream. Nah, I don't think I'll live stream, but I'll make a video showing you like, hey, it's 8:30 a.m. The market just opened. Let's see what happens. Let's see how it moves on the smaller time frames and see if I can get a good entry point, because I like to use the 3-minute time frame for entry. I'll be on the lookout for an entry point, and I'll set a stop loss to protect myself in case it starts dumping, right? Because you don't want to buy and then you have to hold all the way a bag all the way down from 20 to 10. That would suck. I'd rather just take the loss if it's not going to move in my favor. Personally, I think like that's what I'm thinking. Let's see. Let's look at the MACD here real quick. So it crossed over right here. Ooh, the 3-minute time frame not very reliable. I might have to use a smaller time frame. I don't know. I don't think the 1 minute will be reliable. Looks like I'm gonna have to do some research on Sunday to see which MACD time frame and what number specifically would be best for this stock. Oh no, no, no! I'm not liking what I'm seeing here, guys. I'm going to change the parameters here, see if we can tighten the numbers here. The MACD not very reliable on this strategy. I use a MACD strategy to get my entry point because I like getting the best entry point possible. I'm not just gonna, like I said, just throw money at it and hope. I like getting a good entry point, but right now, from what I'm noticing, is it's volatile enough that the MACD's not very reliable for my liking. I think, yeah, I might have to use a higher time frame. Let me look at the 5-minute. Right now, you're watching me do my MACD due diligence. Let me look at the previous day when it pumped. Yeah, if we pump, the MACD is very reliable, I bet. Let me switch it to the 3-minute. So the MACD takes advantage of momentum. If there's momentum in the stock, like it's gonna pump and end green for the day, then the MACD is very reliable. But that's why you set a stop loss. So here it crossed over in the MACD at open, but that one, I have a rule. The first crossover on the MACD at open, ignore it. It doesn't mean anything because it's very volatile at open. If you know, you know. Okay, then it comes down nice and cheap, and then it crosses over right here. And I would have bought in at 1608, and then from there it never stopped me out. It actually never stopped me out. It still just kept going. So I actually would have made like $4 per share. I would have had a great entry point right there with a stop loss down there at 16. So that's what I mean, guys. Like, I'm just showing you my strategy. When it pumps, you're going to make money. If it doesn't, you take the loss because clearly the momentum isn't there, and it's just going to stop you out anyways. So for example, here, if you bought on this crossover, you would have set a stop loss. You would have bought in at 1865, set a stop loss at 1856, right underneath the candle that you bought in at. You always buy at the top of the candle anyways, and you would have gotten stopped out immediately, and it really didn't really move much. It kind of just went sideways. So the MACD strategy that I'm showing you, very reliable if it's going to pump, but if it's going to go sideways or down, you're going to get stopped out right away because there's no momentum to, move it away from your stop loss and go higher and higher. So that's what I'm showing you, and that's what I mean by getting the best entry possible. If it's going to come back and knock me out, there's probably no momentum to the upside, and it's just going to come down. So that's what I mean by having protection. You have no idea how many new subscribers I have that just throw money around and then they're like, oh no, I bought the top. I don't get it. When I buy in, it goes down. No. Whereas when I buy in, if it does go down and there's no momentum to the upside, I take the small loss and I move on. And I don't hold the bag 20, 50% down and hope that it comes back up for me. I'm not about that. I'm not about that life, holding 50% down. I'm a cheapskate, but this is looking good if we get that. Like I said, if we get that pump on Monday, I'm jumping in. And I like RGTI a lot. That's why I talk about this the most over QBTS, QBT. I like the QTUM ETF as well. That way you can still get the exposure without having to pick. I'll see you guys in the next one.